I just met with Chief Crowley and removed her as fire chief.
Los Angeles' top firefighter removed.
We are outraged at the termination of Fire Chief Crowley.
Why the mayor says it was time to part ways.
All of the doors were open except for my mom's. When I got there, the fire was right outside her window.
Plus, a story of survival and a call for change after a mother was left behind in her senior home during the Eaton fire.
Going out of their way to help us homeowners kind of recover.
And preserving the past for the future. Volunteers racing to save these historic tiles from ravaged homes. Welcome to Rebuilding SoCal, our commitment to giving you the latest developments in the wake of the fires. I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Amy Johnson here at KCAL. Your stories matter, but more importantly, you matter. And we'll keep you at the forefront of our coverage as we rebuild SoCal.
We'll be here Fridays at 4:30 on KCAL. You can also find this half hour on our YouTube page and website.
We're going to get answers and hold leaders accountable while showcasing Southern California's solidarity and strength, because we stand with you.
We begin with a massive change in leadership in Los Angeles. Kristen Crowley removed as chief of the LA Fire Department by LA Mayor Karen Bass.
Crowley and Bass's relationship strained during the Palisades fire. The mayor explained her decision in a news conference.
We all know that 1,000 firefighters that could have been on duty on the morning the fires broke were instead sent home on Chief Crowley's watch. These actions required her removal.
Chief Crowley is being made a scapegoat, and she's being terminated for telling the truth. Yes, you heard me right, telling the truth. The truth is our fire department has been underfunded and under-resourced for years.
Well, Crowley criticized the city publicly during the fire over funding. On the other hand, Bass criticized Crowley, claiming the former chief did not notify her of the weather emergency ahead of the fire.
And as you heard, the United Firefighters of Los Angeles are not happy with Bass's decision. Veteran firefighter Ronnie Villanueva was appointed as interim fire chief. Well, as you see here, senior reporter Ross Palumbo has been following this story since the very beginning here at Ross. This wasn't as simple as we saw here. This is building up for a while, right?
Yeah, this has been going on for weeks. There's been so much back and forth and finger pointing, as you just made mention of. I just want to draw your attention right away to the whole issue of the budget that he just mentioned, right? That was the first real break we saw. They couldn't explain exactly where the cuts were, remember? And at first, Mayor Bass said, oh, this isn't contributing to the fire. And then Crowley went on national TV and said, it did impact it. It did cause a problem. That was where the break began, and it just continued week after week, a lot of back and forth finger pointing. Even when we discovered that there was a problem with the fire hydrants, it's interesting. The fire chief refused to speak about it, but the mayor said she'd get to the bottom of it. Those were all the final straws leading up till today.
Yeah, but now that Chief Crowley is gone, does this answer any of the questions about the fire?
That's what we all want to know, right? We all live here. All Angelinos want to know. But the sad truth is it really doesn't. I mean, this really doesn't change anything, at least not instantly. We still don't know, for example, with those 1,350 fire hydrants, what the status exactly is. LAWP is insane. The fire department refuses to talk about it. This doesn't essentially change anything. It's a change in leadership, and as you see, the union saying she's being made a scapegoat, I'm not sure that anyone across the entire city is going to see anything instantly.
And now a search for a new fire chief, which adds to the whole situation here as well.
Exactly. We're in a crisis situation. The mayor said that she wasn't going to fire her during the crisis. Now she believes the crisis is over, but is it really? For thousands of families, for all of us, looking at that portion of the city and the wreckage that's spread outwards from there? Difficult times.
Indeed. Still so many questions. All right, Ross, thank you.
Of course.
Well, now to the debris cleanup. Phase 2 is underway in both fire zones.
In the Eaton Fire Zone, 24 properties have been cleared so far. Federal crews there moistened the ash before removing it, and took 6 inches of topsoil as a precaution. The waste is then taken to about 24 licensed landfills. Phase 2 is expected to be complete within 1 year. Anyone who has not opted into the free cleanup has until the end of March to sign up.
Every month that the process of rebuilding drags out, costs people here $5, $10, $15 or more $1,000. Time is money, and it will drive a lot of people into bankruptcy if it takes too long.
I beg you to please make it easy for all of us fire victims. We've been through so much.
Meanwhile, this week, residents in the Palisades Fire Zone expressed concern after the EPA passed properties deemed too dangerous over to the EPA. The agency says about 3,500 lots are just too dangerous because of structural instability of terrain or other safety concerns, so they will not clear them.
And locals are worried this will delay the recovery process. There were also concerns this week about the use of local landfills for fire debris. Well, this week I spoke to both the EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers to get answers on both issues.
The structures down here there are many that are built with masonry, concrete, and steel. They happen to be very large also in the Palisades area. Further, many homes down here, unlike other parts of the state of California, have basements, which presents a unique challenge. So to get in there safely, we'll work with the Army Corps as they bring in their heavy equipment to delayer and allow us to get to the hazardous materials.
Yeah, so I would say that we expected the EPA to defer this many properties to us. We're prepared for it, both for my team and my contractors that I have on board. And we've already ramped up and are starting to work on some of those properties that the EPA has deferred.
There have been protests over fire debris going to landfills outside of the fire zone. So, Colonel, what is your response to those concerns? We
work closely with Cal Recycle, and we work closely with LA County to understand all the different landfills that are available for use and that are permitted for use with fire ash and debris. And we take great pride in doing this safely. And we are confident that we have this capacity in local landfills and that we can safely get our trucks there without disrupting the local population and without endangering the local population, so that we can get these two fire-impacted communities back on their feet.
What's your message or advice for residents who are anxiously waiting to rebuild and return to their communities?
Well, my advice is to just be a little bit patient. We are working as quickly as we safely can. We have a dedicated team, and I'm scaling my operation up so that I can get this done as quickly as possible. We anticipate having all the fire ash and debris removed within 1 year anniversary of the fire, and for many, many of the survivors, it will happen much quicker than that.
You know, this is truly a team effort between federal, state, and local partners to work together to effectively and as quickly as possible help these communities get back on the road to recovery. We are in constant coordination with all the partners here on this response and closely coordinating our work with the Army Corps.
And you can watch my full interview with the EPA and the Army Corps on our website and YouTube page.
The new tool available to monitor air quality in the fire zones. That's next.
So exciting.
And local aid groups now benefiting from your donations, where the first half of the FireAid concert funds are heading.
And we've partnered with the American Red Cross to help fire victims. If you'd like to donate, scan the QR code or go to redcross.org/KCAL.
Residents in the Palisades and Eaton Fire zones now have a new resource to monitor air quality. Assignment editor Mike Rogers is at the desk.
And Mike, this comes at the same time as a new study, right?
Yeah, that's right, Juan and Amy. And Amy, you just talked about it when you talked about the Army Corps of Engineers and the debris removal. This is a big concern of people as all of that debris is being removed. So the AQMD is installing new monitoring stations both at Eaton and Palisades Fire. And we'll show you some video of all of the debris that is in question here and the removal process that's going on. Now, why this is different from normal air monitoring stations? Well, two things. Where they're going to be. One will be at Will Rogers Beach, which is where the hazardous debris was being brought to. The other one will be at a park in Altadena. But here's the difference. These air monitoring stations will be able to monitor larger air particles that are in the air. Typically, the AQI index that you see on your phone is small and fine particulate matter, which does not include ash and debris. These monitoring stations will include those higher level, those larger particulates that could be in the air. And you mentioned this comes as a new study is being unveiled. It does. UCLA, the fielding school at UCLA, along with a lot of other university and researchers, have launched a 10-year 10-year study to see how the air quality is going to be impacted from these fires. Some of the data that are already showing, backed by the AQMD, shows that in the days immediately after the fire, those large plumes of smoke caused lead levels to rise more than 100% in our air. Those levels, according to the AQMD, have now fallen back to pre-fire levels. Still, though, this study wants to know the long-term impacts of what is in the air after these just devastating fires, guys.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. The FireAid concert at Intuit Dome brought in $100 million for fire relief in January.
And we've now learned where the first half of those funds will go.
So exciting.
Well, a burst of joy from A Sense of Home's CEO, knowing they can keep providing for displaced families. The LA nonprofit is one of 100 organizations that will benefit from FireAid. They've helped build and furnish homes for former foster youth since 2015, and now they're doing the same for fire victims.
Over 400 applicants already. So we're going to be ramping up to several homes per day. One of the recipients said the other day, like, I'm so busy just trying to get a new social security card and my driver's license that to be able to think about furnishing a home, I can't even.
Meanwhile, the Family's Forward Learning Center in Pasadena will also get FireAid funds. The nonprofit set up a distribution center in the early days of the Eaton Fire. They are now helping pay for furniture and security deposits when needed. They also provide care for children.
We provide the map for guidance for them to be able to do the steps that are needed to come out of a catastrophe like this.
FireAid officials say there will be another round of distributions for small organizations.
Well, a fresh start for some Altadena students.
The Old Town site transformed into a new school.
The important part is just to try to give the owners a little something back.
And the group preserving historic parts of destroyed homes before the bulldozers come in.
If I'd been out of town, we would be having a completely different conversation.
But first, a mother left behind in her senior home during the Eaton Fire. Her sons rushed to save her and demand for change.
A 97-year-old woman left behind when her senior care home was evacuated in the Eaton Fire.
Yeah, the flames were right outside her window. Now, her son managed to arrive in time to save her, but wants to make sure this never happens again.
He spoke to Lori Perez about his new mission.
As the Eaton Fire grew, thousands in Altadena and Pasadena rushed to evacuate, including those at the terraces at Park Marino Assisted Living. This is video of the residents lined up and leaving, as on the third floor, Dorothy Benish was waiting to be taken out. Jim Benish is her son.
I had called over there and spoken with her a few times, and she said, the alarm is going off, and they told me they'd come and get me, and I said, okay. And then when I called her about 20 minutes to 8, she said, the alarm's not going off anymore. And that's when I realized that I had to do something and get over there.
Somehow, some way, he says, he wove his way from his Pasadena home through the fiery chaos and got to the facility that was surrounded by flames and firefighters. He raced through the deserted building to the third floor.
All of the doors were open except for my mom's. And when I got there, I opened the door and, Mom, and she responded, yeah, I'm here. And so I got her from the couch, and the fire was right outside her window.
The care center eventually burned. Benish says when she moved in, staff told them in an emergency, residents stay in their rooms until someone comes to get them. But on the night of the Eaton Fire, clearly no one came. Weeks later, the shock of it all has not worn off, and Benish has been moved to action, especially after hearing his mom was not the only one. Deputies found this 100-year-old woman and one of her neighbors in the Montesedro retirement home in Altadena hours after it had been evacuated.
That's my main concern, that we can get procedures in place so that not only staff members at these facilities, but also the emergency fire people that come, that they take the initiative to check every room as well.
The California Department of Social Services, which licenses assisted living facilities, confirmed it is investigating what happened to Benish's mom. He wants state lawmakers to take a look at mandating evacuation protocol in coordination with fire departments so no one is left behind.
It's never been an official apology, and I don't really feel that that's necessary. Like I say, I want them to get their house in order and get procedures in place. I have talked with people over there and, explained that if I'd been out of town, we would be having a completely different conversation here.
And our Lorraine Perez has called, emailed, and texted trying to reach officials at the terraces at Park Marino about what happened.
Well, Amy, no one has responded so far, but we will update you if they do. Up next, a look inside this reimagined space that will soon welcome students who lost everything.
Plus, safeguarding the past for the future, the race to save these special tiles from the rubble. Well, a positive sign of progress and community spirit.
Nearly 200 students with Odyssey Charter will soon have a new place to learn after losing their campuses in the fire. Volunteers here are hard at work transforming this shopping center in Old Town Pasadena into a welcoming educational space. It includes classrooms divided by partitions, cozy reading nooks, and a teacher's lounge. The site was donated by the Blackstone Charitable Foundation, which also donated $500,000 to the Odyssey Charter Schools.
I am elated to see this space and see what it was like about 2.5 weeks ago without carpeting, without ceiling tiles, and now to see that it will become classrooms for our students in just a matter of days.
Some great work being done there. Students are scheduled to start school at the new site next week.
These are called batch elder tile, started in 1910 in Pasadena. They're a local tile, so that's why they're in a lot of the homes up here.
Well, the race is on to save a small part of Altadena history. The group Save the Tiles is trying to preserve as many of these tiles as they can before federal bulldozers clear properties. Chimneys and fireplaces are some of the only things that survive the intense heat, and some of these tiles are more than 100 years old. Masonry contractor Cliff Douglas and his crew say dozens of homes have these antique pieces.
We'd really like to get as many down as we can. It just would be a shame to see any of this tile go to the dump.
It's kind of impossible to build this house because it was so unique, but we could at least preserve the flavor of it by utilizing the tiles on the fireplace.
Ashley also says she's grateful Save the Tiles is doing this work for free. Nice. And they are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
I'm glad they can save some. Well, we want to thank you for watching Rebuilding SoCal. I'm Amy Johnson. We'll be back next Friday at 4:30 right here on KCAL.
And I'm Juan Fernandez. You can also find this show on our YouTube page and website.